Biblically Centered Kids.
Well, hello. Happy Friday, April 19th, 2024. This is the Biblically Centered Kids podcast. My name is Miss Danica, and I'm excited to be with you today. Thank you so much for listening. Today, we have a birthday for an unusual character. Maybe you know him from the Looney Tunes. Sylvester the cat. That's right, Sylvester spends most of his time chasing Tweety Bird and always failing. His catchphrase,
Suffering succotash,
is also an unforgettable voice for most fans. So today, in honor of his birthday, you could always ask to watch Sylvester and Tweety run around. Also on this day, April 19th, the American Revolution began. The American Revolution began in 1775 with the battles of Lexington and Concord. The American Revolution was an effort by 13 British colonies in North America, with help from France, Spain, and the Netherlands, to win their independence. The battles of Lexington and Concord were the first battles of the American Revolution, a conflict that would escalate from a colonial uprising into a world war that, 7 years later, would give birth to the independent United States of America. Well, that's all that's really happening today with birthdays or on this days or national holidays. So let's just move right on. Today is Friday, and you know what that means. That's right, it's quiz day. You can either answer these aloud or grab a pen and paper to write down your answers. Let's get started. What is virtue P that we've been talking about all week? Is it A, we practice hopscotch every afternoon? B, we practice wrapping gifts with a bow? Or C, we practice using our talents with diligence? That's right. The answer is C. We practice using our gifts and talents with diligence and purpose. Do you remember what the virtue diligence means? Does it mean A, doing your best, B, working hard, C, not giving up, D, trying again? A, doing your best, B, working hard, C, not giving up, or D, trying again? Okay, so I kind of tricked you because it was all of those answers. Those are all aspects of diligence. Diligence helps us achieve our own goals, but more importantly, it helps us to glorify God in all that we do. Can you think of a story from the Old Testament that exemplifies our virtue from this week? If you remember, on Tuesday, our episode was all about Solomon building the temple and how he was able to find so many skilled craftsmen that were able to make things exactly how God wanted them. The temple was super important, and so it was important that each worker was skilled at his job so that the temple would be beautiful and reflect God's nature. Can you think about our New Testament story from yesterday? It talked all about different gifts and talents. Do you remember what Paul likened each member? That's right. Paul likened each believer to a part of the body. He wrote that each person has a specific purpose and that each of us is useful in sharing the gospel and honoring God. If we all had the same gifts or talents, we would all be copies of each other. But God made us each unique so that we could each glorify God in whatever we do. Well, that is actually the end of our quiz today. I hope you knew all of those answers. But if not, feel free to go back and listen to our other episodes from this week to refresh yourself on diligence. I am so glad to know that God made each of us unique with different gifts and talents to show Him to the world. I hope you start recognizing those special gifts and talents God has given you so that you can be diligent to develop them in ways to show God to others. I loved getting to spend time with you today. I hope you enjoyed reviewing what we've learned this week about Virtue P. Have your parents visit biblicallycentered.com to get some resources for your biblical family virtue journey. And if you are enjoying listening to the Biblically Centered Kids podcast, well, go tell all your friends so they can work on biblical virtue with you. Remember, we work willingly at whatever we do. Until next time.